All right, silly gooses. This is an interesting looking video. It's from Coffeezilla. It's called "He Stole $40 Million and Got Caught." I saw a little bit of this on TikTok, so I was like, oh, I want to watch the full thing. So let's see what we got here.
Most people know that I get threatened a lot on this channel. People don't like it when you expose them.
I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer.
I love it. He's never going to let the Paul live it down. I always forget which Paul. You know, they're both annoying, so but it's funny. I like it.
You're gonna need it.
So scammers saying that they're gonna go after me is something that I've long been desensitized to.
Coffeezilla. Nobody knows anything about his family because they don't have the resources I have.
But what we don't
Jesus Christ, what a weirdo.
Don't talk about a lot is that the opposite is also true. When victims of scams learn what's been done to them, the scammer very often becomes the target of a lot of personal threats.
I mean, you know, scammer gets scammed, am I right? I mean, are we too upset about that? I don't give a faringus, dude. So. And
honestly, most of them seem to take the same approach I do. You unfortunately have to ignore it. Because 99% of the time, internet threats are just that. Threats, which never go.
He said that the scammers get threatened.
Honestly, most of them seem to very often becomes the target of victims of scams, learn what's been done to them. The scammer very often.
Oh, yeah.
Internet threats are just that. Threats, which never go beyond the screen. But this video is a reminder that every now and then, someone will take it all the way. We're talking today about Aiden Pleterski, a scammer who taunted his victims with flashy cars and took their money until it was too late. And he was kidnapped, beaten, and ransomed for $3 million.
That's horrible. What a terrible thing to happen, you know what I mean? Can't you just scam people anymore without getting threat of violence onto your person? You know, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. Horrible.
Leading up to this video, which I will warn you, may be disturbing.
Everything that happened is my fault. I'm not going to put the blame on anybody else. I'm not going to try to put
Jesus
the blame on
Christ.
I feel humiliated.
All right, well.
I feel disgusted in my actions. I feel disgusted in what I did after 2021.
I mean, I bet you do after somebody apparently beat the shit out of you. Like, yeah. Sounds pretty humiliating.
I feel like a lot of it was legal. All these guys that are owed the money, I'm going to do what I can do to make it right. I'm going to call each and every one of you individually.
Yeah,
what you just saw is a man who used to be called the Crypto King by Forbes.com, who took in $40 million via a Ponzi scheme and never repaid his victims. In this video, he appears.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why it's a scheme, bro. You know, if he repaid the victims, then he wouldn't be rich, guys. Although, what's the difference between this guy and Wall Street? Am I right? It is interesting. He definitely deserves to get the. I mean, you know what I mean, guys. Vigilante justice is not okay. But I'm okay with it. But it's interesting that Wall Street can fuck us out of our money, and you know what I mean. And there's no real consequences for them. They just get a bailout, and they get told to go fuck ourselves because if they don't get bailed out, the economy will die. Which may be true, but also fuck you. You know?
To be apologizing for those actions, but now that he's free, he says he had no choice. Now, we first learned about the kidnapping back in March when Aiden Pleterski's father claimed that Aiden was kidnapped. But many people, including myself, didn't really know what to make of these claims because no evidence existed besides an interview, which was filed in court. The father says that his son was taken. They basically helped.
Oh, dude, I liked that movie. Was pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. Taken 2. That one, I didn't even really watch it, to be honest with you. But that
held him for approximately 3 days, drove him around to various parts of southern Ontario, beat him, tortured him, allowed him to make specific phone calls.
Jesus.
Approximately 2 or 3 days later, he was released with the threat that he needed to come up with some money fast. Specifically, $3 million. But this week, we found out that this kidnapping was very much real.
Wow.
And that 5 men were arrested and charged with kidnapping. And we know that allegedly one of the kidnappers, Akil Haywood, actually knew Aiden quite well because he invested with him.
Court records show Haywood lost more than $700,000 investing with Pleterski, and in another twist, he was appointed as an inspector in Pleterski's bankruptcy proceedings.
Wow.
That's right. One of the kidnappers was one of Pleterski's victims who...
I mean, he's not really a kidnapper. The guy was an adult, am I right?
presumably watched him post luxury cars and private jets to social media until he had had enough. And as one of the bankruptcy inspectors, he had access to special kinds of information about Platursky.
Good.
Possibly
I mean,
including
bad.
the fact that some of the trustees thought Platursky was hiding assets.
Do you believe that he's hiding assets from you?
I have reason to believe that he is still hiding assets, yes.
So Haywood likely knew Platursky wasn't sharing everything, and likely knew other people in the case were hiding information too, like Colin Murphy, one of the fundraisers for this Ponzi scheme. In January, he wiped his phone of all the data which he was asked for, and he had a very bad explanation
Sounds
for
very
why.
illegal.
Did you wipe your phone before?
Yeah, I thought it was all the porn I was looking at, so I wiped it. It's not my fault, my bad, my goof.
Knowing that they needed what was on
I
it.
keep super sensitive stuff on there with my girlfriend, and it's funny because this Norman Groot guy, he's saying, oh, I'm hiding this information and blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't realize that I've been keeping stuff to give to somebody. I just didn't know if he was the right person.
Ah, dang, I was about to give you guys all the evidence. I was trying to get it to you, and then
But my wife's my girlfriend's boobies were on there, so I had to, 86 all that information.
I wiped my phone for no reason. Yeah, this may be one of the most transparent ways to hide evidence. Just wipe it before and go, I had a girlfriend, guys. Can't hold me accountable. And my point is, these details suggest that Haywood might have believed.
Well, he's not saying that he had a girlfriend. He's saying that he has titty pictures of her, and he wanted to delete that.
That Platursky was hiding assets that he could get that the court simply couldn't. Although it's worth saying, I'm definitely not defending what Haywood did, kidnapping him, because not only is it completely wrong, it quickly came out that...
Is it completely wrong, or, like, is it just a little bit wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, brother.
Haywood isn't some misguided vigilante for justice or something. Given what he did next, he seems about as horrible.
Haywood is
do?
also charged with threatening an official from Grant Thornton who's overseeing the proceedings for $2 million in cryptocurrency. The accounting firm said Haywood resigned as an inspector. Grant Thornton said, "We've been cooperating with police and have maintained open lines of communication. We cannot comment any further as this is an active investigation."
Wow, you heard that right. Not only did Haywood threaten the scammer, he threatened the bankruptcy lawyers in the case and wanted a bunch of money from them, which is really playing both sides in a creative way, I've got to say. And my point is, look, it's not like he was looking for the amount he was owed, which is allegedly $740,000. He was looking for millions of dollars as a payday. So no one in this situation is particularly great.
That's true. That's fair. But you know what? The other guy probably deserved it. So.
And of course, since then, him and his co-conspirators now face...
Although I will say, he was probably promised that if he gave us $700,000, it would turn into $3 million. That was the promise he made when he was lied to. I'm not saying it's right, but you know, that's probably the promise that was made. So that's probably why he's like asking for so much money.
Kidnapping charges. But what I do find very confusing is that all of the crimes being passed around here like a game of hot potato, the one person not being criminally charged in this situation is Aiden Platursky himself,
Why?
the original scammer in this whole situation that started this all.
What? That's
lied
wild.
to all those people, said he was this great cryptocurrency forex trader, allegedly stole tens of millions of dollars, spent most of it on cars, private jets, and expensive houses, and he's not being charged? Like, I'm so surprised by this. This case is very reminiscent of another story that we've just recently did with Ted Safranco, who promised these amazing Forex trades, but just ran a big Ponzi instead. And not only am I surprised by the size of these Ponzi schemes, and that Platursky did something very similar. He invested only 2% of the $40 million he took in, but I'm also surprised by how blatant of a fraud this is. And incidentally, the similarities don't stop there with our last story. Remember, Ted Safranco claimed he was also attacked by would-be creditors. And so this pattern of crypto or Forex scammers isn't going away anytime soon, nor are the legions of upset victims who are pissed both that they got robbed and that most of these people face little to any criminal charges. And so it's easy to see why they're frustrated, although I have to say that I disagree with the method. Kidnapping someone who scammed you and ransoming them for money in some kind of scammer Uno reverse card is not a good idea. And getting an apology from them when you've beaten them up isn't doing anyone a service.
I don't know. It probably made him feel better. It probably made him feel a little better. So, you know, can you really blame him? Can you really blame the guy?
So
I'm just
for
saying.
ethical reasons, human reasons, and stay out of jail reasons, maybe don't do this.
Don't
Maybe,
do
just
it.
maybe.
Sounded a little half-hearted, Coffee. What's next?
What the
Please
hell
drink
is this?
responsibly?
I don't know. I
Hey.
constantly get threats, so I sympathize with the guy. And don't do it is the right answer, but I don't know.
But
What
what?
is happening?
Well, I don't know. I get it, I guess. I mean, it's wrong, but I get it. But it's clearly wrong. And look, Haywood sucks, but I get wanting to screw the guy who screwed you. But I can't say that because it is wrong, and the impulse is wrong. And I didn't want to put this in, but like this Aiden guy is horrible. I went to his Instagram to reach out for comment, and I saw what he's posting. It's all, you know, supercars, private jets. It's a middle finger to all the victims. And if I lost money to that guy, I'd be pissed too.
Wow,
Sure.
Coffee. You got an edge.
Wow, you have an edge? What do you mean you have an edge? It's just a normal human response, is to hurt people who've hurt you. This is just a weird segment.
I didn't think you had it in you.
No, I mean, I wouldn't do anything, and I wouldn't change what I
Pussy.
say. Don't do it is the right thing, but sometimes the right thing feels...
What?
It
Hopeless?
feels silly.
Inadequate? Sisyphean? Pointless?
This conversation is pointless. I'm done talking about it. Look, you got anything on TV? I hate when you put my show on. Come on, change the channel. Put something else on.
Oh, sure. Speaking of new topics, I've got just the thing that'll cheer you up.
Okay.
I found this new creator. You're gonna love this, Coffee.
This is
Very
part of the video?
avant-garde stuff. I'm telling you, future of entertainment.
Quack, 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 quack. Rah, rah. Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
It really is the future of entertainment. Let me tell you something. I don't know why. My wife loves the TikTok AI shit. She finds it so funny, and I don't really understand it because I find it so just obnoxious and like annoying. But she thinks it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. I wonder if it's like a woman thing. I really just don't get it. I just don't.
Ice cream so good. Balloon.
Pretty great, huh?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh, thank you, user. What is the noise again? Quack, 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 quack. Rah, rah.
Okay. Well, that was a video. Oh, fuck my balls, dude. Fuck this. I hate this game right now. Only because I'm bad at it. Okay, gang gang. Cool. You say gang gang, I say gut gang.